Hey guys, it's Lucky Ghost here, and today we're going to cover weaving, the scary term that haunts beginners when they start the game. What is weaving, and what in the world is animation canceling? And is it as terrifying and as scary as it sounds? No, it is not. It's actually amazingly simple. It's one of those things that sounds a lot worse than it is. Okay, so let's start with weaving, which will lead us into animation canceling. The two are very tied together. Weaving is simply light attacking between abilities. So we'll do an ability and then a light attack, an ability, then a light attack, right? So I'm swinging my sword and then I'm using brawler. That is weaving. That's it. Boom. Now you are 100% in the know on what weaving is. It's simply light attacking between abilities. Light attack, brawler. Light attack, brawler, light attack, blast bones. That is weaving, right? That's it. It's that simple. Now, we got 0.62 light attacks per second on that very short fake parse, right? Here's the thing about weaving. It kind of ties into animation canceling, which is there's a few different types of animation canceling, some much more practical than others. So I'll talk about the most. I'll talk about them in the order of importance. Let's say that. Okay. So the first one is light attack animation canceling. It's canceling this animation. That is a big hunky animation. We don't want to see that whole thing because we still have to do this ability, right? So what we can do is we can cancel the light attack with that, right? So here's a light attack, here's a brawler, and here's what it looks like when I cancel the light attack. Boom. Now you're thinking, well, his light attack didn't go off. It did. It did. Here you hear two clanks. You hear that? Tunk, tunk. We just got credit for 2 hits and the same amount of time it takes to do one skill. Same with blast bones. Blast bones has no metallic sound, so it's a very good example of animation canceling. Here's blast bones. Now watch closely with the light attack going off and the blast bones. So you'll hear the light attack, but you won't see it. And then you'll see the blast bones go off. There it was. There it is again. This time without a light attack. And this time with it. So you see, he doesn't even move his sword for that. We're canceling it. Some abilities will cancel it more so than others. The reason that is possible is, we'll just touch on this. This is kind of getting into the weeds, but light attacks are on one cooldown timer. Abilities are on another cooldown timer. And finally, bashing is on its own, right? So you have light attacks, abilities, and bashing. You can only do them so fast, right? We can only do brawlers this fast. We can only do light attacks this fast. We can only bash this fast. But what we can do is all 3 at the same time because they're on separate cooldown timers. There, we just did a light attack, an ability, and a bash. Right? Because light attacks can be canceled by abilities. Abilities can be canceled by bashes. Okay? It's kind of like the hierarchy. Lastly, one other thing can cancel abilities. Actually, 2 more things can cancel abilities. One of which we actually use all the time, and that's the bar swap. So, Endless Hail has a very long animation, which is why we very often put it in our rotation such that we're going to cancel that animation with a bar swap, so that rather than waiting for him to reach back, pull that string, and then set his bow down, we're actually doing something with that time. What we're doing is we're bar swapping and then light attacking, so that by the time we do the bar swap, the light attack, we're already through the global cooldown and ready to cast the next ability. Because remember, just because we're canceling animations doesn't mean we can cast more of them. It just means that we can do more things in that same time period. So when we cancel this, we're using that time that we're saving to go through a bar swap animation, get our light attack in, and then do the next ability on time. Okay? So here's the full endless sail animation. And here's the endless sail animation when we skip it. We just skipped pretty much the whole thing, right? And we were ready to go on the front bar the second that global cooldown was up. The last type of animation canceling is roll dodge. Okay, that right there, we can do that, but we can do a brawler. And there you go. Okay, so animation canceling. There we covered all of them right there. Okay. Now all of those you will use. The two you will use the most are going to be the light attack cancel, right? Where you cancel the light attack with an ability, because you do that always. That's just a basic rhythm thing that you're always going to do. Every time you light attack, or well, rather every time you're going to use an ability, right before you cast that ability, you're going to squeeze in the light attack. So, da-da. That's your light attack ability, right? Light attack ability. Now, you can't talk about light attacks and animation canceling without talking about light attack helper. It's a very, very important add-on for people that want to improve their light attacking, their DPS, and therefore their light attacks per second. This is going to give you a light attacks per second. Right now it says 0.7, right? Because we're goofing around. But you'll notice if we were just to sit here and repeatedly light attack and use an ability, you can get an estimate of how high your light attacks per second could be. Oh, we missed one there. So we're sitting around like 0.9, right? So in a perfect world, we're like up there, right? Now I wasn't bar swapping or grabbing synergies or anything like that, which are all gonna eat into that a little bit, which is why a 0.8 is a great parse. If you get 0.8 attacks, light attacks per second, that's a pretty good parse. If you get 0.9 and above, you're doing fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I think, like, for instance, on this 90, what is this? Let's see. So this 91k parse right here. Yeah. This 91k parse, let's look at this real quick to analyze, like, the importance of light attacks. Okay. So, first of all, I think this parse had around, like, 0.88 light attacks per second or something around there. Pretty high. And I was rewarded for that, right? We have a 91k parse. And if you look at it, our light attacks were number 3 on the damage list. Now, that's deceiving. They're actually accounting for closer to 30% of my damage, because when you add up the light attacks, the relican, the bleed, the poison, more poison, more light attack, right? All of these things, it adds up to actually about 30% of my damage. So that's huge, right? 30% of my damage, double my next ability from my light attacks. Light attacks are going to make, can make or break your parses, and absolutely same with your sustain. Now, let's get rid of my ults to demonstrate one last thing for the importance of light attacks. Watch what happens. See this number down here, right? We're at 0, ult charge, and we light attack. Now we are at 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Ability. It is not charging ultimate. Look at that. Not charging my ult. We're still at 56. Light attack. Ult starts charging. That's it. Yeah, I think we covered everything. If you have any questions about weaving, about animation canceling, or if you feel like I didn't completely explain something, or there was something that confused you, please let me know. I'm Lucky Ghost. I stream ESO 5 days a week. Check out my schedule. Come on by. I've got builds on the site listed in the description below, including this Necromancer, which is parsing well over 90k now. And hit the sub button, hit the follow button on YouTube, and stay updated on videos that I release in the future. Thanks. This is Lucky Ghost. Goodbye.